Hi, I'm James Kotecki. We are in the C Space Studio at CES 2024, and joining me is Ramm from Uber Ads. I believe your title is Global Director, Head of CPG Partnerships. Is that correct?
It is.
So welcome
correct.
to the C Space Studio. Welcome to CES.
Thank
so glad
you.
to have you.
Thanks for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Can you give us a quick snapshot to start with on the state of Uber Ads, the scope of Uber Ads, and just kind of what that consumer experience is like?
Yeah, I mean, we might help to kind of take a step back and look at Uber generally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our business motto is how we reimagine the world for the better, which is a pretty ambitious one. We are kind of helping people to go anywhere and get anything, and then how does that translate into advertising?
Yeah.
Go anywhere means that you can book a ride, you can book a boat, you can book a train, you can book a flight. We have autonomous delivery, and on the eat side, that's specialty retail, that's grocery, that's convenience, and expanding into other areas like alcohol delivery and things like that. So, from a consumer perspective, being able to go anywhere and get anything is like at the core of our DNA.
Yeah.
We're also very focused on the riders, the merchants, the earners, everyone that kind of makes up the flywheel of the Uber ecosystem. Billions of trips quarterly, which is an exciting amount of consumer behavior and the data that comes along with it, which has fueled the ad business that we're building. So from an ads perspective, it's like, is it organic? Does it fit with the consumer experience? Is it exciting for them? Do they want to see it? Do they want to receive the messaging? And then considering all these modalities, all these ways in which they can interact with advertising is a pretty exciting kind of swath of opportunity when you bring it to bear.
For brands, very exciting because you know where they are, you know who they are, you know where they want to go, so you can kind of infer what they're trying to do, and you can add advertising into that.
And from a psychographic perspective, they're in a good mood, right? They're not doom scrolling. They're not seeing content that's unsafe. Usually, they're going to an event
experience.
Or a party, things like that. So it's an exciting space to be in, and we're happy to be rolling out these products.
So where are some of the places that ads will show up in terms of ad products that you're offering to brands? Is it, and I think probably people have had these experiences, but now that we're just kind of bringing it to the fore and talking about it, because people may have seen this in the background or someone else is booking an Uber trip or something, but so I pull up the app, is it in the app, is it in the car? Like, tell me about where it
so
shows
let's
up.
take the Rider app first. So if you pull up the app, you're in the car, you get this great kind of sound on, full screen environment, viewable, and of course brand safe. When you're sitting in the back seat, you also have the opportunity to engage with our tablet product. We now have launched that in 7 cities, expanding that globally. It's a huge lean back opportunity that we feel will be like the next frontier of engagement and interactivity in the car. So you have on app, you have in the ride itself. And then on the eat side, we have a whole performance-based business that we're building, search, display, banners, video, even innovation like pre-checkout or other ways to intercept the consumer before they're making a purchase, but in a purchase mindset. And bringing it all together, kind of using the data that we have from eats and from rides, makes a powerful combination of both brand and performance advertising. And then we've rolled it out in the last year in 7 priority markets globally, and then scaling that in additional countries this year. So a lot of global scale as well as interactivity on both sides of the app.
So it's still in a rollout phase, so people in certain cities that are watching this may not have experienced it in the same way.
Correct. Yeah, most of our major markets have it now, and if you don't see it, it will be coming soon.
You'll see it soon.
Yeah.
So what have you learned through this rollout, either through the data that you've collected or the way that it's rolled out or the way that people interact with these ads? What have you learned?
I think that starting with the data is great. Data is our most powerful asset at Uber. Obviously, we're all embarking on a world where the data, logged in data, is going to be more scarce and less usable, right? So we consider our location data to be one of the most powerful sets in the world. Obviously, you've purchase-based data on the eat side that's incredibly useful, interactive, and real time to inform how you're going to use the serve the ads, right? And all of that also comes with a lot of insights that we can give to our customers about their own consumer behavior, opportunities for expansion, and ways that they might want to pull in people for innovation or net new lifetime value with this younger set.
And so when you think about the vision as it's complete, in a year, however many years time until this is kind of fully rolled out, do you think that has implications more broadly for kind of the future of mobility, the way people think about getting around the way people think about having food and other things delivered? I suppose I'm asking a bit of a philosophical question, but I like to kind of take it to the next step.
I like it. No, look, we're in an on-demand environment. I think the pandemic changed that, like, full stop, right? People want convenience, they want ease, they want reliability, and they want safety. Uber brings all of those things to bear in one, and I think how they want to receive messaging has changed and evolved over time. We've also seen how people search and want to buy has drastically changed over time. So the combination of that behavior is working in our favor. We're excited to see how consumers engage with the ads that we have put in our products so far. When we expand on the mobility side, when we expand on the delivery side, it's going to bring us a lot of new innovative surfaces and also data to help inform where we put ads next.
Yeah.
And I think that our audience is younger. They are more into being exposed to messaging in the environment that they care about versus being pushed upon them. And it's a really native way for them to experience advertising, get inspired, and also make a purchase.
So it's something that they're expecting, that they're generally okay with. I imagine that you might have a range of people reacting to ads in different ways.
And I think that's why Uber took some time before we did it, right? Our consumer base and also our membership base, if you look at things like Uber One, are extremely important to us. We don't want to do anything that would deflect, at the cost of their experience. So far, it's been extremely additive, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's something that we're now realizing that we can deliver more value to the consumer. Personalization, also affordability is a big thing. You want to see offers, you want to see relevant, limited time things that are exciting to buy and get, and feel like you can get those benefits in our app, and that's also what advertising does for the Uber consumer base.
And it's interesting to think about this in the context of smart cities, because I think when that term was probably first coined, people were thinking about smart electrical grids or smart plumbing systems or things like this. But I think what you're kind of talking about is like this additional layer of advertising and messaging and kind of location-aware intelligence about what people are doing. That's also a part of what a smart city is.
Yeah. No, we you'll see it with our partnerships with cabs. We just announced the London cab partnership. We have a lot of good partnerships there. We care as much about the big restaurants and obviously the big players on our platform as we do the mid-size and small businesses. So how do we encourage local commerce and continue to make sure that is a part of cities functioning? We bring value there, and then you give the consumer the benefit, you give the consumer the choice. Do they want to order from their local shop down the street? Do they want to order from their big box retailer? Do they want to go to their local watering hole? All of those things can be brought to bear with Uber services.
Yeah. As we keep expanding out philosophically the nature of this futuristic conversation, what is something maybe outside your industry that's giving you inspiration as you continue to push these innovations forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think like younger sets do give us inspiration, right? Like our industry for a long time was very traditional in the way that we offered advertising and also kind of consolidated in a couple of platforms. I think people are realizing there's a diverse set of services, there's a diverse set of platforms that can bring value to consumers, and younger people want to see messaging in a different way than other generations do. So there's a lot of opportunities to bring, I think, diverse points of view into the way that we message to consumers, and Uber is a major channel for helping to diversify how we think about serving to those sets.
By the way, just to return to something you said at the very, very beginning of this, you can book a plane on Uber?
In certain markets, you can book your flight, right? So,
so it really just depends on the market that you're in.
It depends on the market that you're in.
Okay.
The point there is the stickiness of the application, right? So when you're converging the services that you want to have as a consumer, consumers want less apps. They only use about 5 apps on their phone. How can they get most out of the important apps that they have, and what are all of the things that they can do, with that service? Again, here comes things like membership. So for our most loyal base, they have higher basket size, they have more purchases, they want to do more things, plan their travel, book a train, book a boat in Greece, you could do that too.
Okay.
So those types of things, I think, add value, and also are services that consumers want to see in a consolidated manner.
So as we wrap up here, any final thoughts here at CES 2024 as you're looking ahead to the next year?
It's going to be an exciting year. I think 2024 is going to be pivotal, like from a data perspective. There's a lot happening right with the cookie deprecation, so we'll see how that goes. Uber has a leadership position here with the data that we have. Excited to see the new platforms cropping up and what we can bring as a result of that.
And actually, sorry, I asked one more question. Can you just dive into that cookie issue for a moment? For those who may not be familiar, can you just quickly give a snapshot of what that means and why Uber is well positioned?
Yeah, I think we've been hearing about it for a couple of years right now. Our ability to understand who people are and find them across the web is obviously decreasing. We're going to have to look at better ways of contextual advertising, segment-based advertising, and also comfortability with the data sets that we have because of Uber's data, because of our logged in authenticated user base, and our ability at a global scale to understand who you are and the messaging you want. We're going to be in a leadership position here.
Who you are, where you are, what you want.
Yeah, and I think as will a good set of retailers and other people that have logged in user data. So a lot to be excited about, right?
Well, Megan Ramm, Uber Ads, thank you for letting me interview you and sneak in one final question under the radar. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. I'm James Kotecki here in the C Space Studio at CES 2024. So many great conversations are on the way.